Hello guys and welcome back to yet another episode of The Unathletic. We are three very unathletic men again.
Every single time.
My dad, in between I was not saying very, my dad has gone for a toss. Po and Akshat, I don't know, diet.
I heard dad.
That's
this is going to get damn sad.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
We'll get to the sad part when we talk about
But what is the criteria for us to lose the very unathletic tag? Like, when are we just unathletic?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should.
Give us some goals also.
Yeah, targets.
Okay, so
Don't give me unrealistic. Don't give me unrealistic goals. But yeah, go on.
you lose 15 kg weight, you lose 5 kg weight, I put on 20 kg weight.
I have to lose weight.
So basically,
Yeah.
the sum of whatever we're going to lose, he wants it.
That's fine. We can go ahead with that. Yes. But we are here to preview the Premier League season that is starting now, and this encapsulates our season 2 kickstart. And of course, some games have already happened. We're going to touch upon that. But we're just here to see how teams have done in the transfer window and what they look like heading into the Premier League season. First up. We'll start with you, Akshat, and we'll start with the champions of last season, Liverpool.
Yeah.
New look team. What do you think? What do you think they're going to do here?
So first of all, I think they've recruited really well.
Yeah.
They have obviously lost a talisman in Trent Alexander-Arnold, but they have got in as much of a like-to-like replacement as you can probably find in Europe in terms of the attacking output you can get from a right back, which is Frimpong, coming off an incredible season as well. So they've done great over there. Kirkes also had an amazing Premier League season. Ekitike has hit the ground running, which a lot of people were concerned because he has a very big frame, right? How are you going to use that with the Premier League's physicality? But he seems to have accustomed quite well already. So Liverpool are definitely really strong.
You're missing out like one of the hottest prospects.
I was getting to that. I was going to say that beyond all this, we haven't really seen Florian Wirtz blossom in that first match.
Yeah.
See, at 150 million, it's like it's just one game. At 150 million, it's obviously going to raise eyebrows, that price tag, and it's going to be very, very tough to live up to that price tag, no matter who you are as a player. But ignoring the price tag, just looking at the player which Liverpool have got, it's an extremely exciting player, and he has a chance to show up at the biggest stage in the world, and I think he is. But overall, Liverpool look really strong. One area where I feel like they have some vulnerability is their midfield, where it looks like they are too easy to play through when Gravenberch is not on the pitch. Because then you're playing McAllister and Szoboszlai as your kind of midfield two with Wirtz ahead of them, and that's not... they are hard workers, but they miss that X factor which Gravenberch brings when they're defending.
Even Gravenberch last season, like teams found a way to...
I think he had his best season, in fact.
He had one of his best seasons.
He had a great first half of the season, but second half of the season, you could see that, teams are starting to adapt to how he's playing. Okay, anyways, I'm moving forward. Po, so many attackers this season for Liverpool. Do you think it's going to affect the balance of the team?
I don't think so, but also the thing is, we're not done here now. They're going for Isak.
That's a big looming question.
So and Isak wants Liverpool at this point. Liverpool want him. It's open now, and we did not touch upon the unfortunate loss of Jota, which also makes them sort of weak in that attacking area, especially considering Nunez also left.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for them to go after another attacker, but I'm not really sure how they're going to handle both Ekitike as well as Isak.
Yeah, that's a big question.
Yeah, they really look like a force to be reckoned with. I don't think they're going to lose a lot of mileage in terms of how they've been playing, and it's sort of the way they play isn't also something that is a very niche way which can be found out and figured out, and people and teams can wreck them the next season after. No, it's sort of that basics are really good. So I think Liverpool are, in my books at least, favourites for the title to retain the
number
title.
one favourites
early on.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. Let's move on then to Man City, who had an underwhelming season by their standards last year. They had a great start to the season and just completely fell out. Now they've made a lot of investment in January, plus they've made a lot of investment here. I just want to kick things off by saying that last season was different because Man City had the least number of through balls and run-in behinds. That means they were just not able to penetrate teams from the back. And have they tried to address this issue with the signings they've gotten in terms of Czechia? And let's also consider that they're probably going to get Rodrigo in this transfer window as well.
See, honestly, with City, right, there are just two factors for me, which for me makes them the favourites. I actually put them in front of Liverpool. I think people are underestimating two things a lot. Number one is the return of Rodri. That man is the Ballon d'Or winner for a reason. He is, Poe has a huge problem with that, I know. But in that City team, he is so crucial to the way they play. And a lot of their deficiencies last season were entirely down to Rodri not being there to protect the backline when they lose the ball. With him back, I think they're going to, that itself is going to bring them up to the level of City, which we're pretty much used to. The second thing is Reinders. Now, I had written this down, I promised, before the City Wolves game.
He was the one to look out for in the transfer window.
He's an incredible
among the midfield
player.
prospects that were available in the market.
Yeah.
He seems like the best choice, and City being City were able to
get him in a good deal.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like before. Sorry to cut you off.
No, I just wanted to rant about signings.
It.
I mean, in January, I don't know how many, 3 or 4 signings they got, and each of them around the 40 to 50 million mark. It's surprising though. City never actually go above and beyond that 60, 70 million mark, but they just, in terms of numbers, around like 5 of them, they'll go around like 50 million here.
Yeah.
So to do that with the January signings and to actually loan a couple of them out this season, and Pep going on record now telling that we've got a bloated squad. It's never good to have a bloated squad. We should cut down.
Yeah.
So this man has, I don't know, the liberty available like at his feet there to choose which player today is best and tomorrow I don't want him.
Yeah.
That the freedom of that choice, I don't think anybody has it.
This transfer window for sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure
right.
they're going to
Donnarumma is a big target for them, and like you said, Rodrigo is also someone who they're looking at, especially since Savinho is going to be moving to Spurs.
Yeah.
So they already have a plethora of attacking options with Marmoush, with Shirky, with Foden. Obviously, Haaland is up front. Bernardo Silva is still at the club. So I think that in the front positions, they have a lot of rotation, which can pose different problems for teams. But for me, again, the reason why they didn't play well last season was behind. And that looks to have been sorted out really well for them. So I actually think City are the strongest team, and Liverpool will do well to challenge them right up to the very end.
Okay, let's move on then to Arsenal. For the third title challengers, I would say in this race. I mean,
I think whether he was genuine or not.
If you don't believe that still, then I don't know what to tell you. But
if you want to spin it
signing Gyökeres is a striker that I think that they solely needed because they were just not able to break down teams last season. And I think Madueke, the transfer, has been going under the radar. There's a lot of memes that have been coming
It's become a joke.
Yeah, but he adds a lot of directness to the attacking threat, and I think Arsenal sorely lacked that last season. Zubimendi is a good signing as well, like replacement for Thomas Partey. How do you think of Arsenal's prospects this season?
I won't call but Zubimendi I think is you mentioned Zubimendi in the last, but I think he needs that top spot in terms of the transfers. The quality of business that we've done this season, I think Zubimendi takes the cake there because he is sort of Jorginho with legs. He has the ability to move around better than Jorginho, but he also understands the game like him to slow it down, to make that small 5-yard pass and then get his team on the run. It's Zubimendi is the one who will be at the center. He's like your lighthouse. He's your lighthouse though. Like he's going to be the control tower, the orchestrating the whole thing. But Gyökeres, I have my reservations on him because the way we play, I don't know if an out and out gunman suit our attacking style of play, and the way we interact with the ball and want to have everyone involved in it in the build-up before going on to score. The way Gyökeres is, he's sort of the same mold as Haaland, I'd say, like not in terms of his output.
As a true number 9.
Yeah, as a true number 9, as a gunman.
But they've lacked that for a while, right?
We do. We haven't had one since Aubameyang. So and that is a good 3 to 4 years ago. And we've played with a sort of pseudo number 9 with Havertz up front whenever we can, and Jesus is Jesus. He likes to play as a number 10 more. So we've not had a true number 9 there. So that is one good thing though. This season we finally gone and addressed the areas where we've been lacking. Left wing is one place where I want to have another addition. Rodrigo or Eze would be a good shout, but unfortunately both of them are linked to my rivals. But so I think we will do good. Second is what I think we'll finish again this season.
Does Arteta have a time frame on?
I don't think so. If you want to talk about Arteta's sustenance in the league, he doesn't. The clock is not running out for him.
Okay. Let's move forward then.
Wait, I want to say something about Arsenal.
Yeah.
I don't think I think they're fourth.
Fourth?
Yeah.
You think Chelsea are third?
Yes.
Why do you think Chelsea are third?
I'll talk about Chelsea, but first, I think Arsenal's playing style has regressed in the last 3 years, slowly. And I feel like the mold in which Arteta is trying to form this team, which is we're going to be very difficult to beat first, and then
We're going
to win, right?
Yeah.
I don't think a team like that can win the Premier League in the way the Premier League is currently set up with the Liverpool, with Man City. For me personally, I don't think that's the right approach to build a squad. I think Chelsea are a very good example of the attempt they're trying to make in the squad they're trying to make, the kind of football they're trying to play. I think that is a team which understands what it takes to win the Premier League, where opposition has to be more scared of you rather than more worried than trying to break you down. I'm not saying that Arsenal is not a scary team to play against, not at all, but you get what I'm saying, like as compared to Liverpool, as compared to City. So I think Arsenal are going to finish fourth. I completely agree with Poe on the Gyökeres point. I completely agree with Poe on Zubimendi, fantastic player. I also agree that they do need some more directness on the wings. But still, I don't think this season is going to... It's going to be a good season, but I don't think they're going to be at the level of City and Liverpool for sure.
Okay. Just to add to what you said, though, I'm not contradicting what you said, but Arteta has come out and said like a few times already, actually, that the last couple of years we've had to adapt because of the shortage in our numbers as well as the injuries, whatever we've faced the last season, to adapt to that and mold the playing style in accordance with what he has. Now, this season, he seems much more happier in terms of the business that we've done, and he seems content with the number of signings that have been made also, and the squad size seems big enough to compete.
To quote Evra, with Arsenal's like Netflix. You just got to wait for the next season.
I mean, I'm giving you valid arguments though. I'm still not saying we're going to take the championship.
Right? Like, you can't go into a press conference talking negatively. You'll have to wait.
Aren't, but
you'll have to wait
Maresca
till the mid-season.
Maresca is crying out like to whoever listens about his lack of centre backs. Lack of good centre backs.
Let's talk about Chelsea then. Now they've broken the bank, got in a whole load of players. I'm not even going to attempt the number of transfer ins and outs because that's going to be an entire episode. But yes, Joao Pedro brings a lot to this team that Nicholas Jackson might not have brought.
Didn't they get Delap also?
They've got Delap also again, which brings a different element of number 9 play into their squad. But yes, he sorely lacks centre backs, especially with the injury.
That's what he's saying. He has the numbers. Numbers are there.
Numbers are there, but the quality is not.
Yeah, he even referenced, if I'm not wrong, he took
Tosin.
No, I'm not sure. He took somebody's name and he said that when Levi Colwill is there, we would have won 2-1. Or
That centre back role is most important. Yeah.
So how do you think Chelsea are going to fare this season?
See, I think Chelsea are a really good team. I think the players who they have, like I'm not even talking about players who they've bought. The players who they have are really good. I think Caicedo is an absolute superstar. I really like the way their midfield is set up most games, where you have a very strong pivot, but then that allows your front players to operate with freedom and interchange with positions and link up with each other. So it's a very attractive style of football when it comes off. Your point about Joao Pedro being the person who Chelsea needs, I'm not sure how good Joao Pedro is going to be. He's had a great start, of course, but he's not, I would say, a natural goal scorer. I'd actually say Liam Delap is someone who can grow into more of a natural goal scorer. Joao Pedro scored 10 goals, I think, in the Premier League last season. 5 of them came off penalties in a squad which creates a lot of chances in Brighton, right? So he wasn't playing as the out-and-out striker. He would be paired up with Welbeck most of the times, and that's where he flourished. So I think Chelsea need to kind of adapt their game to suit Joao Pedro a little bit more, where he's not the guy who's all the way up front the entire time. Like I said, there's a lot I like about this Chelsea team. And I'm actually predicting them to carry on from last season. I don't think they hit full potential last season because of injuries and because I think some tactical mistakes which were corrected by Maresca, to be fair, in the last 6-7 games of the Premier League when they went on that run. So yeah, I'm pretty bullish on Chelsea, but also at the same time I don't understand why there are so many players in that squad if you're not going to be using them. Also, but that's a totally different conversation.
I actually think I'm on the opposite side of what you guys think.
Don't lump me in with him. I don't think they'll finish third.
Not third, but I don't think that they're going to have that great a season as people are expecting them to have.
Before you continue, one point I wanted to add was how I don't get the way everyone tries to, still hypes up forwards that are going to Chelsea, because the last true good number 9 for them was Costa, and that was a while back. After that, I'm not really sure if anybody is stuck for more than a season and a half. And it's always been a chop and change philosophy. You can't place your bets in João Pedro hitting form there, because it's sort of like...
He's a different mold of a striker, that's for sure, but they also have... who did this son? I forget the name.
Liam Delap.
Yeah. Liam Delap, who's a proper out-and-out number 9, and I think they have options over there. But it's just for me that we know how Chelsea operate, we know how Boehly operates. It's the manager roulette that goes on. And if Maresca doesn't get to the start that Boehly wants, I think he's gone. And from Leicester, the empirical data that we can see is that Leicester were really good in their first year. But after that, the philosophies of Maresca, when they kicked in and they started playing very pragmatic football, is when they just became outright boring. And that led to his sacking. And I don't want him to do that to this Chelsea team, because there's a lot of excitement. Like, you cannot shackle someone like Cole Palmer into your tactics, right? You have to give him the freedom to go and let him shine. It's going to come down to, I think, ego battles at the end of the day between an extremely bloated squad, which are going to be unionized in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are 35 players in a squad. If all 35 agree to one thing and they're against the manager, then that can create a lot of issues. It's always been about the number of people that are there.
Makes sense.
Do
you have them finishing in the top 4 or no?
No, I don't think they're going to finish. I don't think they're going to have a bad season, but I think Chelsea fans should just taper down their expectations a little bit. Because there are a lot of other teams in the Premier League that are much more settled, with managers who've been there for a long time and are already starting to flourish.
Okay,
let's move ahead then. We'll talk about the 3 teams that have been promoted. Burnley is one post favorite, Sean Dyche.
How long have you been waiting for this? Go for it.
No.
They got Scott Parker, bro. They got woke. What the fuck is this?
And the problem with Scott Parker also is both the times he's come up in the last few years, he's gone back straight.
Yeah. But Burnley have come at the back of a record-breaking defensive record, where they've conceded only 16 goals the entire season in the Championship. Obviously, in the Premier League, you can't do that. They've also lost James Trafford, which is
a huge thing. Yeah. He's amazing.
Also, I forgot to add this to the City point, but what a sad thing for him, man.
James Trafford.
Yeah, he's just signed as the number 1 City goalkeeper, and then now there are talks about
Donnarumma. Delap and João Pedro situation. It's the Ekitike Isak situation. It's the Trafford Donnarumma situation. I don't like this, man.
It's the Højlund Sesko situation.
Højlund was given time. Let people play, figure it out, and if they're not good, then look for replacements.
I just wanted to bring that we signed Sesko with him. So
there's plenty of time for that. Don't worry.
But yeah, Burnley have come with an amazing defensive record this season. I don't know if you'll be able to keep that kind of form running in the Premier League. They've not scored that many goals when I think only about 68, 69 goals was the total that they scored in the Championship. But if they're able to get anywhere close to the form that they replicated in the Championship, I think it'll be good. We saw a first test against Tottenham. Though they lost 3-0, I didn't think they looked that bad. In fact, they created a few chances in behind as well. Now, I don't know if that's because Tottenham is shit or because Burnley are good. It's a combination of both, but we'll just have to wait and see. Any points on Burnley? Anything that you noticed?
One thing I would just want to add is the way usually when you see new teams come back into the Premier League, you see they already have a good attacking philosophy, and they've sort of built their comeback on an exciting attack, a young attack, whatever. So that does not work out in the Premier League. They get cut open left and right. I think it's the other way around,
right? Like, a good defense works in the Premier League.
It should.
Okay, so since we've brought it up, I'll just bring out some stats, okay? On my belief, and stats back it up, is that you can't even talk about a promoted team's attack. If your defense is not good enough, you're not staying in the Premier League.
Correct.
Now,
I completely agree.
Last season, the 3 teams who conceded the most goals were the 3 teams who were relegated. 2 years back, the 3 teams which conceded the most goals were the ones which were relegated. 3 years back, 3 out of the 4 teams which conceded the most goals got relegated. 4 years back, 2 out of the 3 teams. So, I've done it only for 4 years. You can go back. I truly believe in this philosophy. And just coming to that, I know you said that they had an incredible defensive record, but that came about as being a possession dominant team where the Championship teams could not create enough chances against Burnley. The Premier League, if you are naive enough to try to play like that against the big teams, it's not even the big teams. If you try to play like that against Crystal Palace for that matter, you are going to get found out. You need to balance pragmatism with your ideal approach on how you want to play a team. And I'm speaking specifically for managers like Scott Parker who want to play that kind of, attractive brand of football. For him personally, it might be great because Vincent Kompany tried to do that and that fucker's in Bayern now suddenly. So
Scotty Parker isn't getting that chance.
He's not getting,
but he got called out at Bournemouth also, right? Like Bournemouth was an established Premier League team when he took over, and he didn't last long there at all.
Yeah, so that's what
Fulham
I
also,
think.
no? He came back up with.
Yeah, he came back up with Fulham, then he got a job at Bournemouth, got sacked at Bournemouth, and then went to Bournemouth.
So I actually don't think Burnley are going to survive. I think they're going to finish 21st if that's possible. Because like I don't rate that team at all. They try to get experience in Axel Tuanzebe and Kyle Walker. But no, I mean it's not.
Okay, fine. So
Sean
Axel
Dyche has done irrevocable damage to the name, the brand of Burnley. So I side with.
Poe hates them too.
Yeah, Poe hates them for some reason.
I mean, Dyche the man as well as that Claret Kate, bad combination.
Move on to the next.
Who harmed you, Poe, as a kid?
Moving on to the next promoted team, which is Sunderland. I don't want to talk a lot about their players, but
Sunderland till I die. I'm Sunderland till I die. I'm sure I'm Sunderland till I die.
Guess who's leading them now? Who? Granit Xhaka?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Captain Xhaka.
But I don't want to talk about how they got promoted and what their tactics are going to be like. I just want our viewers to go and watch Sunderland Till I Die, which is a Netflix documentary.
The best football documentary
And
there is.
it's the most heartbreaking thing you'll see because it's all these old guys who are so positive about coming back to the Premier League and then they get relegated like 2 leagues lower.
Spoiler.
No, I mean it's not a spoiler.
It's common
you can just
knowledge,
watch it. Like, see, we have in these days all this all or nothing, these PR pieces and all of that. This documentary is just telling you the truth of a fan base which loves football, a region which is so tied into the football culture, and it's not always going to be a fairy tale ending. It's going to be bad.
Yeah.
And season 2, they come up with new ownership, a new director, someone who's going to change everything and bring them back up to the Premier League. It gets even worse. But the thing is, there's something so human, and that connection you feel with these guys is so strong because anyone who's a football fan can relate with depression of your football team not doing well, and you can truly feel it in this city. So my heart is always with Sunderland.
Yeah.
That being said, 19th place.
Ouch. That was brutal.
I don't think they're good enough.
So there's they signed Will Griggs at like 4 or 5 years ago, and who was the next big thing?
Will Griggs on fire.
Yeah, Will Griggs on
the
fire.
Euro chant, no, that was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Will Griggs on fire. But anyway, Sunderland fans were very excited, and there's this clip of this really old lady sitting on like a wheelchair or something, and she's like, Will Griggs, okay, like she's pumped up, and he has the worst season possible. So when
they go heavily into debt, to get this guy. Yeah.
When I heard that Sunderland are promoted, my heart goes out to that lady. Like, I hope you're there and you're watching this and you're happy.
Yeah.
It's such a good story.
I would absolutely love for them to stay up.
Yeah. They had a great start, 3-0.
Yeah, and they're a big team, dude. They are a proper big club in England who deserve to be out there getting the sunshine of the Premier League rather than the dark
Stadium of Light.
The Stadium of Light. Yes, completely meant that. Yes.
But we'll move on to the next team then. Leeds United, hemmed by Daniel Farke, who's just had one yo-yo. Like, he comes up with teams, goes down with teams, comes up with teams, goes down with teams. He's the method to get promoted to the Premier League and the method to get relegated from the Premier League.
Yeah.
They did a very interesting thing in the January transfer window when they realized that they might have a chance to qualify from the Championship. They had one agenda in their recruitment, which was just go and sign players above 6'3" in height. Okay. Like, just get big players who are going to be good at set pieces, who are going to add physicality. And all the players that they've signed since then are from that mold. It's very difficult for promoted teams to stay up and sustain in the Premier League, considering the fact that they have Daniel Farke, who is a proven manager, to get relegated.
That's damn sad. Yeah.
I mean, I think you're associating the club that he managed with, which actually had the tendency of coming up and going back.
Norwich City, yeah. But see, like, look, if I'm in Daniel Farke's position, right, I've made a niche for myself. Why would I want to destroy that? Just be the guy who will get you to the Premier League.
This is a
he needs
business
that Premier League
idea.
parachute payments also, no?
Yeah.
He needs those parachute payments.
Get those parachute payments from a championship team and then keep increasing that. Go and approach a random...
Amar, he wants that severance pay and
Yeah.
severance pay. He wants that Jose kind of
Go to a Derby County and say that I've gotten 3 teams up to the Premier League. Give me how much you pay Mourinho and I'll get you to the Premier League.
Of course.
But any points in Leeds United before?
They've signed Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah. They
fine.
go from one injured striker to another injured striker to another injured striker.
Yeah. I don't know, man. About Leeds, I don't like the club. I don't know why.
I hate them.
Yeah, but I think...
The red collar that he's wearing has something to do about it.
Yeah, I don't know what... are they rivals of Manchester United? That might have like a slight part to play in my bias over here. But I actually think out of the 3 promoted teams, they're the ones most likely to stay up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. Definitely not Burnley. Sunderland started well, but I think Leeds have the better squad, which is equipped for the Premier League. But that being said, they are definitely going to be in a dogfight, is what I feel.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's talk about then the other teams in the dogfight. West Ham United right off the bat for me.
Damn.
Send them down.
Huh?
Send them down. Send them down.
Is it something to do with that jersey color, bro? Like, what is it?
I am not fond of Aston Villa also.
You are not fond of purple, Po.
I love the color purple, but the claret variation of that, the maroonish color on it.
Now he's just being elitist. So, anyways, West Ham United, Graham Potter, who I actually had forgotten is managing.
I mean,
West
they
Ham
were
United.
very disrespectful to Moyes. The way they were,
I agree.
and the fans especially, and they were very hyped for Graham Potter, who's also ended up selling his good team, like members of the team. Like
I think they're
Kodo
going to
Sol.
struggle this season purely for that because a lot of their squad, experienced members of the squad who know West Ham in and out, have just left the club this season.
I mean, they can't. How many seasons will they continue to rely on Antonio?
Yeah.
He is the top scorer, but it's done. Like they need to move on now.
To full Krug now.
Yeah. So also, and they've lost Kudus also, who was their exciting talent.
Yeah.
So I think the way they've started the season, also in the last few seasons, especially the last one after Moyes going, it seems like they're on a continuous downhill movement and they can't arrest their motion.
Okay. So West Ham, our thoughts are pretty clear. I think they're going to go down. Actually,
I don't think
I
they're
think
going down.
Sunderland are better poised to.
Than West Ham.
Yeah.
I think West Ham were... This Graham Potter is a good manager, decent manager, but I feel like they made a mistake going from someone like David Moyes and the way the West Ham team was constructed to play very physical football to then trying to adapt into Graham Potter's philosophy, which is a completely different philosophy of football. I think that
without the
itself,
acquisitions.
exactly, without backing him properly, and you can't back him properly. So yeah, that's kind of the issue with West Ham.
Okay, moving ahead then to Everton. Very good defensive structure. Again, David Moyes joined them in January. If you calculated the points from January to the season end since Moyes joined, I think they finished like 7th or 8th, pretty high up in the table. He's done well for this Everton team. He's made them a very defensively solid unit. James Tarkowski has a huge role to play in that. They have a good squad of players, and Moyes and Everton is just like a...
Yeah. I don't think they're in the relegation.
They're not in the relegation, but I'm just talking of the Premier League table.
They've somehow managed to become good in a short span of time, because over the last 4 years, if you look at it, they used to always end up in a relegation scrap and somehow barely managed to survive.
Barely survive.
Yeah.
But I think they have a striker. I forget his name. He's pretty good.
Top analysis, bro.
Huh?
Top analysis, bro.
It's just that there are so many new comings into the Premier League in the small teams. It's quite tough to keep track. But Everton look solid this season. I don't think they're going to be in a dogfight as they've been all year.
I agree. I think Wolves, in fact, might be the other team which makes up the dogfight. They're a pretty shit team, to be honest. They are not... I don't know, man. I feel like last season itself, they have relied so heavily on just 2 people to score their goals. Just Strand Larsen, who got about 14 goals or 15 goals all competitions, and Mateus Cunha, who scored 17 goals all competitions. Now, you're removing Cunha, and I don't really see anyone who's going to step up to that level.
And they've not had a very busy transfer market.
Yes, they haven't. So, it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to, I think, manage in the Premier League.
Fine, let's move ahead then to Tottenham.
Floor's yours.
What are you looking at?
Go for it.
Every season, every fucking August, everyone's like, Tottenham's back. That's how it usually rolls out. The season opens with this, Tottenham are back. But then September comes out, I don't know if you know, what's his name? I forgot his name. The the damn famous YouTuber, he'll start crying again.
Expressions.
The expressions will start crying again in the middle of September and October. So I think they'll carry the same thing.
To be fair, I highly rate Thomas Frank as a manager.
He's a manager that I really appreciate and like. And I'm very sad that he's gone to Spurs.
Let's just not talk to Poe about this segment. It's pointless.
Thomas Frank, on the other hand, loves Arsenal. He keeps glazing Arsenal every single opportunity he gets.
That's a great win, bro. First win of the season.
First one of the season will be tonight.
Only win of the season. Only trophy you're
getting. First one of the season will be tonight. By the way, we're recording on the day of Arsenal v United at Old Trafford.
Okay, I want to touch on Spurs a little bit more. They sacked Postecoglou after he won them a trophy.
It was a good decision though.
Yeah, Thomas Frank, proven Premier League manager. He's made Brentford into a powerhouse, a mid-table, solid Premier League team with some really good players coming out of there. He had structure to the Tottenham side, which I think they lacked sorely last season.
That was their main problem under Postecoglou.
They didn't know what they wanted to do.
Remember that?
They knew what they wanted to do.
It was just really bad.
Shit.
No, I mean, they still didn't know what they wanted to do. Remember that Chelsea 4-all game? 4-all, Nicolas Jackson hat-trick. Everyone praised Tottenham for playing with 10 men as well, the way they played.
It's horrible.
They got opened up so bad.
Bro. Yeah.
I mean, that was the main problem with Postecoglou. That's why they finished 16th or 15th or whatever it was.
But Spurs did win 3-0 yesterday, and one thing that I like to see was the Yoga Bonito Brazilian flair coming back to the Premier League with Richarlison's goals. I mean, he was
World Cup year, Richarlison's a different beast.
Yeah. So what I really miss in the Premier League is this: there needs to be one Brazilian who lights up the league. Can it be Richarlison this season?
Matheus Cunha.
Oh, that's what I was coming to next, anyways. So
Manchester United.
Yeah.
I mean, Tottenham and United did finish next to each other, so good.
Yeah, it's a good transition. But United fans, one thing that I want to say right off the bat is that please taper your expectations. We are not going to go from. We are not going to go from.
Don't be like this.
We're Man United and we're
don't be like him. We are not going to go from 15th to 1st. Maximum, we are going to go to 4th, I would say.
That itself is a lot. Yeah.
We're going to finish 8th, guys.
You have huge expectations, but you will get Europe. Depends on if it's Conference or Europa. But Champions League is.
Oh, I didn't even ask you to come in.
I am part of the podcast too, so I can weigh in on Manchester United.
So, okay, I want to speak a little bit about my club.
Yes.
So, see, if you look at it from a tactical perspective, there was honestly nothing we did good last season. Pretty much there's nothing. But if I had to boil it down to two problems, and this is going to sound very stupid, it was that we couldn't score goals and we couldn't stop goals. But the scoring goals,
basically, we didn't know how to play football.
Very sound analysis.
That's what I said. We didn't do anything well. But when it comes to the goal scoring front, it was very clear that this team and the squad is not at all suited for Ruben Amorim's style of football. And if you just take a look at what he's done, you look at the bomb squad, the people who he's frozen out of the squad. There was Rashford, there's Anthony, it's Sancho, it's Garnacho. These are all players who he's had problems with, but also these are wingers. You see the people who he's brought in wing backs. His first signing was Dorgu. He's converted a winger in Ahmad into a wing back. He has brought in people who can play in those wide number 10 roles in Cunha and Mbeumo, both of whom have already played that position in the Premier League as well, right? To that, you are now adding a striker who can hopefully find the fucking back of the net this season in Šeško. So I think that attacking problems will be a lot lesser, will be mitigated this season. The problem which still exists is the way we can't stop goals. And I actually think we have a decent backline if you look at just the names.
Yeah.
But it's the hole in the midfield whenever we lose the ball which leads to almost all of our goals. And I don't think that has been solved yet. So it's going to be growing pains this season. It's not going to be an immediate transformation. We will be better. But there are still a lot of weaknesses in this team. That being said, I agree with Poe. I think we will sneak into Europe. Because I do see a lot of improvement coming this year.
I agree with what you're saying in the midfield holes. We saw it even in the pre-season, where they're just not able to stop the transition of the teams happening, and they just don't have the legs in the midfield. And I think they're going to address that this season. The transfer window is not closed yet.
True.
There's still a long way to go. If player sales happen, I think that's the first position that needs to be addressed. I think Šeško as a signing was just because he was available, but a midfielder was a higher priority than I would say a number 9 was.
I think Amorim had already probably to some extent made his decision on the striker situation. No,
Yeah.
he probably wanted signing of his own on it. But also one thing I would like to add is Benjamin Sesko is still not the finished product.
Not at all.
So
Yeah.
one thing you ideally should not do is pile on all the pressure on this 20 or 21-year-old.
Agreed.
He's scoring 20 goals.
That's exactly what you did to Hoyland.
We've seen
That's exactly what you
tried
tried to do.
We're Man United and we're never gonna stop.
Man United is becoming the graveyard where expensive signings are going to and burning out their careers.
Moving ahead, we
Share
have
them on more.
Okay, but before we move on, like the standards have been set so low. Hoyland scored 3 Premier League goals last season. I think he'll be better than that. Touch wood, fucking whatever. Please don't jinx that also. But yeah, we have very low standards. I think he'll be fine.
Okay, fine. Moving ahead to the next team, Crystal Palace. Very good top line.
12th.
That's where they finished last year also.
That's the
Good
point.
job.
That's where they finished this year as well.
That's where they finish every year. But I like their strikers, man. Mateta is a really good striker.
He's got that Mateta boom. The way they celebrate that his goal, no, it's the whole crowd goes boom as soon as he scores. It's
but there's a huge sort of cloud over their head with Eze and what he's going to do in this transfer window. Is he going to force out to move or not?
I think it's very likely that he's moving on. Probably to Spurs. But
the Crystal Palace we know of over the last few years, they've always had one or two magicians in their team.
Yeah, yes.
Eze is the last of that breed in that team right now. So if he goes, it's going to be a different look Crystal Palace altogether.
And I actually think Crystal Palace are nowhere near done in the transfer window. You take into account that they're going to be in Europe as well. And they have
they got shafted pretty well.
Yeah, they have a chip on their shoulder.
I'm talking about the Europe.
The Europe, yeah. Like
they should have gone to Europa League, but then they're playing.
Yeah, that was sad.
It was sad. So yeah, I mean, I really like Oliver Glasner. Can I just say, like, I think he's a absolutely fantastic manager. I think he has a chance to really convert Crystal Palace into a team which is not just thought of as 12th, like by default. They can pose a lot of interesting problems to teams, and I'm actually bullish on them finishing in the top half of the league this season.
And they have the fan following to back it up. It's one of the most hostile places to go to as an away team.
It is.
I still think they'll finish 12th.
Okay, let's move ahead then to Fulham. Last season they surprised us. Some really good players in that squad, man. Yeah.
I have absolutely nothing to say about
Fulham. They've got ballers in there, bro, and it's sort of like
they have proper ballers. For me, Anthony Robinson, the FPL returns that he gave me last season, I was just such a big fan after that.
Their defense is unironically really good. A really solid backline they have. Yeah.
And it's good to see someone like Raul Jimenez finding the form again. I think Munoz, who was a huge prospect for them last season, and it had a lot of expectations. Muniz.
Munoz is the Palace guy.
The fans expected a lot from him and he didn't really fire, and I think he has a pivotal role to play this season, but we can just move ahead if you guys don't have anything to add.
I think they finished in the top half. Like they were close last season.
Yeah, they were close.
10th, 11th? What did they finish?
They were 11th.
Yeah, 11th. No, so I think they'll make it in the 8th or 9th position if I can be a little daring.
No, I think that's not a bad shout because teams like Brentford are much weaker. Yep. Bournemouth have lost their entire backline. They seem to be a lot weaker, so definitely, yeah.
Then moving ahead to Brentford, they've lost their manager, they've lost probably their most attacking player and the best player in the last 2 seasons, which is Mbumo. They've also lost their captain Norgard to Arsenal, which is something we didn't address, but that's a good signing for Arsenal as well as a
close to losing Visa as well.
Now they're relying on Fabio Carvalho, who joined them last season from Liverpool, didn't really have a breakthrough season. Igor Thiago is there as a striker who was their record-breaking transfer. Again, didn't have a really good season. They've signed a manager who's their set-piece coach, and I think that is the philosophy that they want to follow. Continuation as much as possible.
I didn't say anything.
I mean, there's already a mural, bro. You might as well just do it.
Ideology, the way they set up, a lot of it is taken from Brentford, like inspiration at least. So, you're not very far off. The apple does not fall very far.
Interesting.
I didn't know why you had to bring that up at all.
I mean, he looked at me the way he looked at me. So
I just looked at him, bro.
But yeah, Brentford.
Mid-table obscurity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're
14th.
Yeah.
they're not going to be as exciting as they've been in the past.
But Brentford always have good talent in the pipeline, so that will be interesting to watch if they can
The Moneyball tactics.
Yeah.
Talking about talent in the pipeline, what about Brighton then? We can't even talk about their transfers because in the middle of the season there's going to be an absolute baller we're going to see for the first time who's going to get slapped on with a 150 million price tag and we're going to be like, he's the next guy.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times has it happened? Every year I would say there are 2-3 players that are coming into that squad and just being incredible in the Premier League.
See, I think Brighton, it's like what you see is what you get. You know exactly what you're getting from Brighton. They're going to play an attractive brand of football. They're going to be good at home. I really like, their wingers, Mitoma and Minte. I feel like they probably need to get another striker in. You can't go into a full Premier League season with just Danny Welbeck.
But Akshat, you have no idea who they've signed. That's the point.
I agree. No, I'm completely agreeing with you. I don't know which new talent will come. Like people like fucking Estupinian came and destroyed the league.
He's gone, the season.
Yeah, he's already been moved out. Yeah. So again, like Brighton, say mid-table obscurity. I'm not sure how they're going to stack up this season.
Brighton and Brentford in and around the same
place. Somewhere.
Let's talk about Nottingham Forest then next. Very
Hitler regime there.
Yeah, dude.
Marinakis.
Have
you not seen that video?
The Morgan Gibbs White one.
Sorry, what?
The Morgan Gibbs White.
That one.
So basically what happened is Morgan Gibbs White was more or less agreed a deal with Tottenham. Everyone thought he was gone. And then all of a sudden there's this video of
he's held at gunpoint.
Yeah. It's him saying that he loves Tottenham and he's glad to stay at Tottenham, and right next to him
the camera pans.
The
camera pans to Marinakis.
The owner.
His expression is like, he's standing like a proud dad there. And you can't, there's no expression in Gibbs White's face.
Yeah.
He's just stuck there.
A lot of I think what they've done really well is keep the players, as you've said, who've helped them.
Yeah, but also the thing is, it's not a happy camp, I'd say, because last season Marinakis, even though his intentions might have been good, he did storm the field. He did question Nuno's tactics or decision making in the final run up to the finish of the season, because they wanted that elusive Champions League spot, which they didn't get, unfortunately. But so I think because of that, a lot of unrest is there in that particular squad also, especially with transfers being blocked, more day-to-day activities being influenced by the owner. So I think lots of these aspects will play a part into the way their season pans out.
Let's see. Usually what happens in the Premier League is if an underperforming team has players that overperform in all aspects of the game, usually what happens is the bigger teams snap them up or they move to Europe. What Nottingham have done well this season is they've not let anyone go.
They've let Elanga go, which is a big deal for them.
They've let Elanga go. Sorry, yes.
See, like what you said about the overperforming, right? I think that is the key theme for Nottingham Forest, because you compare how they performed in the first half of last season and the second half, right? With 10 games to go, they were third in the league and they finished 8th?
Yeah.
8th,
they
right?
finished 7th.
7th, sorry. So the problem with them is that they were overperforming and they got way up high on the table, and then as the law of averages works in, you do end up going a little bit towards what where you're supposed to be, which is what happened to them. Now the question is that can they find another level? Because if they stay at their their not peak, but where you expect them to be, they're not going to be in European competitions. Chris Wood had an incredible season, but again, massively overperformed his XG. It's very difficult to expect that to happen season after season after season. And I think Elanga is a huge loss for them because they're a team who plays on the fast break with a very solid defensive foundation. Elanga was a key player in that, right? He's someone who
they can go for Garnacho, no? Instead of Chelsea, that would be a good shout.
It's actually not a bad
shout. It's a very good.
It's very tactically, makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you're right. But it's a chance for some of the other players like Omari Hutchinson to shine and make his place in the team as well. So we'll see how that works. But I'm not that bullish on Nottingham Forest this season.
Let's move ahead then to Newcastle, and I don't want to spend much time on them because honestly the three of us can't predict how their season is going to go. It's based on the Isaac transfer. If he stays, they're going to be...
I think the season already started out as a bad start because of all the attempts in signings that they tried to make.
And 12, I think, they've not managed to
most of those were failed attempts, no? Yeah. So they did not... Eddie Howe is not able to build the squad that he wants, and he's also already harping about the PSR regulations and how his hands are tight.
So they don't have a director of football. It's a consultant who's doing most of their transfer dealings from them. This is like inside information that I got from my sources. But yeah,
he went to Saudi recently.
It's quite public that they don't have a spearhead who's heading the attacks, which is why they've lost out on so many players that they targeted and just couldn't sign anyone. Now they're starting Gordon as a number 9 because Isak is injured. But yeah, that's the looming cloud over them, and it's going to massively affect how Newcastle United play this season, right?
Anthony Gordon, by the way, is starting to look more and more like your 90s average tennis player with the headband. You should have seen him post-match conference yesterday.
Is that what you want to talk about?
I mean, it's something that sprung to my head immediately as soon as you said Gordon because of the way he came on TV yesterday.
I actually have an opposite opinion on Newcastle.
Okay.
The transfer dealings, it's been a disaster for them. I think even Newcastle fans will accept that. But that only matters up to a point. Then you have to look at what they have on the pitch. And what they have on the pitch is still a very, very good squad, which is very well suited to play the Premier League. And they have a very set way they play, and everyone is designed to play in that system.
But you're losing out a talisman who was a major factor of their success last season without a replacement.
No, all of this is based on the assumption that Newcastle will replace him because they were willing to spend 85 million on Šeško. So they are going to spend that on someone else.
Also,
correct. So they will get someone. But you look at that team, you look at that midfield 3. It's what you want in a Premier League midfield field. Like, you want athleticism, you want power, you want people who are not afraid of the tackle.
You want dirty people.
But also people who can control the play, who can build up play from the back and progress the ball forward. With Joe Linton, Sandro Tonali, who I think is one of the best best players, and Bruno Guimaraes. They create a lot of their chances.
I mean, I call him Bruno G.
Bruno G. I like that. They create a lot of their chances out wide with overlapping runs, right? But now who are their wing backs? Livramento, perfect for overlapping runs. So on the right hand side, Kieran Trippier, done all his career.
How many years will he play?
And then you need people who can cross the ball really well. You have Harvey Barnes on one side, and on the other side you have Elanga now, who again is direct, can beat his man and put the ball in. The only missing piece is a striker.
Yeah.
And
that's what I said, it's a massive.
But all indications show that they are going to not only just sign a striker, they are going to spend a lot of money, panic buy on the last year of the transfer window, but they will get a striker into the window.
But
and you add that to the entire squad they have, I actually think they're still a very strong team.
No, they are strong in terms of their playing 11, I'd say. But when it comes to as a squad as a whole and what it requires a team to challenge or not, like to compete for those top 4, top 5, whatever positions.
But they already did compete last season.
They did, but they were quite lucky in terms of the number of injuries that they had also, and there was not many disruptive actions leading up to their team getting changed or chopped.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Squad depth might be an issue for them, but I'm just considering the fact that, see, at this stage, they will want to push that Isak deal through. They will want to get that money in so that they can reinvest it before the transfer window closes. I'm taking this assumption and saying that Newcastle will definitely challenge for the top 5 Champions League spots.
Whoever is the consultant for Newcastle United, I know a very good striker. His name is Rasmus Højlund.
He scored 2 goals in the next 2 years.
You can sign him.
Yeah. No buyback. Nothing.
Anyway, let's move ahead then to the last team and wrap this up with Aston Villa. Unai Emery. He's doing wonders with that team.
Wonders? Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Come on, bro. He sees the color purple and he just...
No. You guys are turning this about bias. I forgot about the claret color. It was not about that though.
It has nothing to do with Arsenal.
No, none of that also. Because
what is it?
Emery did show promise last season and the year before also, but Aston Villa tend to usually trail off the second half of the season.
No.
But they do, but the way they start off, it looks very promising. But usually in-game also, the way Unai Emery sets his team out to start, the first half will be incredible. The second half, the team look clueless. They don't know what to do. They end up in situations where conceding goals.
This is not a squad that has a lot of money to spend, and they did play Europe
I'm
last season.
not taking anything away from him. He did an incredible job to get Aston Villa where they are now. But I think that is the ceiling for them under this manager with the squad that they have.
Oh, you think they're not going to
They can't go beyond that.
All?
I see. Aston Villa have a very, very stark problem which they need to address as soon as possible, and that's creativity in midfield. They were the team which scored the least amount of goals in the top half of the season last year, and if you take away Watkins, who's an incredible striker, and Morgan Rogers, who really stepped up last
They had
season.
John Duran also with that incredible spell last season.
Yeah. So what happens is you have a midfield of Kamara, of Onana, of Tielemans, and of McGinn.
Yeah.
Right? These guys are not creative threats. They are workhorses, they are versatile, they are good midfielders, but you need someone to have that creative threat. And Villa realized this. What did they do in January? They went and they got Asensio on loan, they went and got Rashford on loan, and Ian Maatsen, I think they might have signed this summer, I'm not too sure, but he really didn't step up, right? The problem is that they need these players in their squad desperately to get the best out of Watkins. And I feel like if they don't address this, they are not going to be in the European kind of battle. But if they do get even one X-factor player into that squad, it starts looking like a completely different team. So again, I think they have a lot of work to do yet in the transfer market.
They did sign Gussan, right? From the French league. Ivan Gussan.
I have no idea what that is.
He's a winger. I was just reading up about him. Pretty exciting. And I think he's going to feature.
They
this
have a
season.
few options in their squad also. They have Buendia also. But
Buendia, but
Well,
again,
yeah, the
Buendia
thing
has
is,
been there.
they don't align with Emery's philosophy in terms of the output, the amount of kilometers that they're ready to put in on that field for that 90-minute period. Those kind of certain aspects that are non-negotiables for Emery, it's often not part of your creative players' skill set or part of their repertoire. It's usually the opposite, and Emery doesn't like having those free-willed players there on the field.
Okay, let's move ahead then to our next segment, and this is going to be really quick, okay? I want all three of us to be involved. I'm going to ask you in a rapid fire and you have to give me your answers. Title winners.
Liverpool.
City.
Liverpool for me. First manager to get sacked.
First manager to get sacked. Okay, I'll take...
You can take the team's
Maresca.
name also. Maresca, okay, that's a good shout.
3, 2, 1.
Arteta.
Really, you actually believe that?
100%.
You have to remember that this is Arsenal Football Club we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is the club that gave Wenger a paycheck for 21 years in a row.
Wenger was at least winning FA Cups, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Arteta has gone 5 years in, and the board is very happy. It's very stable. There's not many disruptions.
There's the Audi Cup to show
He
for
is
it.
not. That's Tottenham.
Oh, that also you didn't win.
Audi Cup. We're not participants of the Audi Cup. Tottenham don't let us play
Because
because we might win ahead of them.
Might.
Okay, fine. Let's just move ahead. Top goal scorer for the season.
Haaland.
Haaland.
Can I change my answer?
No, you can't. Your answer sheet was taken by
Who
Matt.
did you want to... Okay, fine. Then I would also say Sesko, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Go for it. Who's stopping you?
Okay, our last segment for this episode. Po, I need you to do one thing, okay?
Sure.
Akshat, I need you to do something else.
Okay.
Take out your phone
Yes.
and write down serial number 1 to 20. Po, you don't need to take out your phone at all.
Damn.
Okay. I'm going to give you the names of the teams. You need to very quickly tell me where you think they're going to finish in the top 20.
Okay.
Okay?
You just want my predictions.
Yeah, just your
And it's blind ranking, okay?
Okay.
So you can't change around later.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't change later. Okay?
Yeah.
Fine.
Give
Let's
me,
go.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Actually, could start. Fuck it.
Nottingham Forest.
13th.
Okay. Aston Villa.
15th.
Okay. Liverpool.
Liverpool first.
Okay. Newcastle United.
7th.
Arsenal.
2nd.
Yes, the memes write themselves. I'm sorry.
Crystal Palace.
12th.
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. Did we speak about Bournemouth?
No, we didn't.
We did not. I
No, we
think.
didn't.
But yeah, I think they are in 17th. Their entire defense got decimated. No?
True.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Everton.
did speak about Bournemouth.
We didn't.
No, we did.
We did?
We spoke about some.
We
No,
did.
fuck
We
it.
spoke about Bournemouth.
Okay, no, I think 16th. 16th. Yeah.
Bournemouth are 16th.
Yeah.
Okay. Man City.
City. 3rd.
Brighton.
Brighton. 9th.
Fulham.
8th.
Oh.
Tottenham.
10th.
Wolves.
11th.
United.
6th.
How many teams have I told, bro? Now even I'm confused.
Keep going.
Okay. Sunderland.
Sunderland are finishing 17th.
Oh,
Just
I like
above.
that.
Just
I like
above.
that.
Leeds.
I like
19th.
Burnley.
20.
that. You really have to ask that.
West Ham.
The 18th position.
You've already done 18.
No, he's
No.
not. Dude,
Oh.
you have an impressive memory, dude. I just got to say.
I'm confused now. I don't know which teams are left.
I think
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
5th.
Newcastle's done?
Yes.
Okay. Which is left?
Brentford.
Brentford.
One position.
There are 2 positions left. 4th and 14th.
Okay, thanks for telling me that. Okay.
No, I have to.
14th? Didn't I say 14th already?
No, you didn't say
Okay,
14th.
14th.
Okay, and your last team which is left is... No, Villa is done in 15th. But bro.
I'm very confused, bro.
No.
Is it Arsenal?
No, Arsenal is second. So he has pool, Arsenal. You keep taking.
Yeah.
Chelsea, Liverpool, United, Arsenal, all of them are done. Spurs are also done.
Spurs are done.
Nottingham Forest.
I did Nottingham, 9th, I think.
City.
Wolves are done. City is done.
Brighton.
Brighton also
Brighton
done.
is done.
8th, I told.
Crystal Palace.
12th, I told.
Yes.
Fulham.
Fulham,
Fulham, he said 8th.
Yeah, 8th. Okay, 8th. Okay, that was Fulham.
What?
Just go through every team.
Okay, so there's Liverpool,
Yeah, Liverpool done. Arsenal
Liverpool,
done. City done.
Chelsea,
done,
Newcastle,
Villa.
Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest,
Brighton.
Bournemouth, Brentford.
I love how poor which team. I think Everton is 4th, bro.
Shit!
Yeah, Everton is 4th, bro.
Okay, that was one bad pick. Okay, but okay, cool. I think I'm sort of happy with.
Okay, let's see what Poe has said as his table.
Alright, Po, are you happy with the first look of
Not
this
the
first of
4th
all?
position, but yeah.
What is it?
Champions, Liverpool.
Okay,
2nd place, Arsenal, as
Okay.
usual. 3rd place, Manchester City.
okay.
5th place, Chelsea.
What's fourth?
I'm going to keep that for the end.
Okay.
United are in the Europa League, thanks Po, with 6th. Newcastle 7th. Fulham, surprising season for them, finishing 8th.
Yep.
Brighton 9th, about where you expect. 10th, Spurs. Po couldn't give them any higher than that. 11th, Wolves, which... Fair play, okay. 12th Palace, 13th Forest, 14th Brentford, 15th Aston Villa.
I think I should interchange
You can't
Wolves.
interchange.
Like what I would change now would be interchanging Wolves and Aston Villa.
So you actually think Villa are in the second half?
Yeah, I think so.
16th Bournemouth, 17th Sunderland who survived by the skin of their teeth, and then the 3 relegated teams are West Ham, Leeds and Burnley.
I don't think he's done that bad, dude.
He's not done
The
bad at all.
Everton one is bad.
But I'd like
He's done it
to
quite well.
congratulate Everton Football Club with the new stadium heading to the Champions League next season. Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Impressive, bro.
There were,
Impressive.
I forgot their owner's name, bro. Like he had full shady dealings similar to Roman Abramovich. in Russia.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's a story time for the next episode.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're gonna close this episode and do let us know what your predictions are in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna come back next week with some other amazing content.
We'll also have a transfer round out, by the way.
Yeah,
so
we will.
When the
We're gonna have a
transfer
quiz as well, which I think Poe is gonna
A
win.
lot
by
of
the looks
spoilers
of
we're
it.
giving up, but yeah.
It's called what?
Quiz.
Build up, like hype,
Yeah,
basically.
hype.
Yeah, it's hype.
Let's go.
Also, our last episode was us constructing our best Premier League 11, and you should go check that out. It's a really fun episode. Okay, guys, bye.